everyone. Today I thought I should uh, sh do some stock plotting in Python and show the differences or difference between plotting within Python or Spyder versus plotting using a browser. The using the browser option is much easier, is a better option, and it's much easier to read data on the using the browser than on the chart, built-in chart here in Python, a Spyder. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is import the necessary libraries. So the first one is the for the database connection. So what I'm going to be doing is the stock data I have is in um, in a SQL database, and the source of that data is Yahoo Finance. I had another script where I imported the Yahoo Finance data into the database, and so now what I'm going to do is read that data for Caterpillar stock over the last year or so, and import that into Python, and then do two plots, one in Spyder and the other one using a browser, default browser. All right, so I'm going to import the database here, so library. So I'm going to import pyodbc. Next one is matplotlib. All right, let's do that one. So pyplot spld. Next one is import plotly graph underscore objects as let's say take the initials, so geo for graph objects, and then let's import pandas. And then one more plotly.io, and let's name this as PIO. All right, so these are hopefully all the libraries I need. And the next thing I'm going to do is define my database connection. So let's do access, since I'm importing in using access from access database. So access underscore driver equals Microsoft access driver. Let's define the extensions .mdb or .accdb. All right, so this is the definition of what kind of database I'm using. So now I'm gonna define the location, and I do have location saved here just to save time. So my database file is this location. And last thing I need to do is define the table name. So table underscore name And the table name I have is stock data underscore cat. I'm gonna use Caterpillar as an example. Okay, next thing I want to do is open the database connection. So just to save time, I'm gonna copy and paste. So here what I'm doing is I'm defining the connection string here for Access, Microsoft Access. So this would establish the database connection to Microsoft Access. All right, next thing is I need to read the stock data. So this would be a SQL query. And to do that, I also have that already written down. So to save time. And here I'm doing my query is select from stock data cat underscore cat. That's my table name. And the data frame, here I'm creating the data frame. So pd.read SQL and query and connection information there. The query is coming from here and the connection information is coming from there. All right, so next thing, we have our information pulled into data frame. So now we should close the connection since we already have the information. So for that, it is cursor dot close and then connection dot close. All right, so now we are done with the database connection. And the next thing is I'm gonna use the Spyder to plot this. I'm gonna do a print so that it shows up that information as a table also. So I'm gonna do print first and stock underscore data df, which is the data frame as is. And I'm gonna use plt dot figure. So let's say figure size equals 15 and just the size, then DPI, read the resolution. So let's do 400. All right, so now the next thing is let's plot the in the database I have the date, the open price. So I'm gonna plot those two here. So I'm gonna copy and I have that written down just to save time. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm plotting I'm calling the data frame and I'm plotting as the price. And then color is gonna be black marker. I'm using the marker, for example, the points are gonna be dots and the line style is dashed, not a solid line dashed. And then the symbol is the X label, the Y label, the title, and finally to show the plot. So that's straightforward. And the next thing I'm actually going to do something similar, but with more information using the browser, because in the database I have the open price, the high price, low price, and closing price. So in order to save time, I'm gonna copy and paste from what I wrote. A second. So in this one, I'm defining fig go, and if go is the plotly and dot graph underscore objects. So go dot figure, and then I'm defining the data is equal to I'm using the candlesticks in this case, not the the dash plot that I had here, the line plot. So in this case, I'm using candlestick, and for candlestick, obviously you need the date for the x-axis, and then you need the open price, the high price, low price, and the close price. So all this is defined here. So you have open equals this, high equals that, low, and then close, which are equal to the names that I have in the database. All right, then to put the additional information on the plot. So for example, the title, this is gonna be the title. So for that, you use title underscore text, and you have the font color as blue, font size 20, and then y-axis title, tick format. I'm adding the $sign there for the price because that's price. And then I have x-axis dishes, custom x-axis. If you don't provide this information, it's gonna just create some um, labels based on the data you're plotting. So I'm just putting in by some custom dates here. And then you finally just do the show. So now I'm gonna go ahead and let me save it and run this. All right, so when I ran the script, I realized that I missed something. So I forgot to mention that it should use the default browser to plot. So PIO, this library, and then I'm telling it that it should plot using the default browser. So that's something I forgot to mention. All right, so now I'm gonna run this script. So here it shows the print command that shows the values or the summary of what I'm plotting. So I have date, open price, and high price, low price, and close price. And if I go to the plot, I have this plotted here, chart here. But so I'm gonna go ahead and look at the browser version of this. Again, this is a line plot, and what I'm plotting on the using browser is a candlestick. So let me go ahead and exit the full screen. And this is what it looks like when I use the browser as my plotting for the plot. So here you can see again it's candlesticks. It's using the opening price, high price, low price, and close price to create those candlesticks. And the $sign that I mentioned earlier shows up here next to the before the price. So it's pretty easier to look at the data here. You can actually, if you want, you can zoom into a particular spot here, and you can use the slider here down below to move around. So this way it's much easier to look at the data, which in this particular case is the CAD stock price starting from for the year 2023, I believe, yes. So if I wanted to get back to look at the whole thing again, I can just simply drag these two ends to cover the whole, all the points. So now from January 2023 to about January 2nd or 3rd, 2024. All right, so hopefully this was useful. And yep, that's it for this video. Thank you.